Here's more wrestling news for July 11th, 2022, and we're kicking off this afternoon with Brock Lesnar, who last month made his most recent return to WWE TV and will challenge for the undisputed WWE Universal title at this year's SummerSlam in a last man standing match against Roman Reigns. Having not competed in months and having lost to Reigns in his most recent match, some have questioned how it makes sense that Brock gets another title opportunity, but that's just one of the perks for the part-time performer. Before he was back with WWE, Lesnar was tearing it up in UFC, and one name from his past has spoken about the Beast incarnate. Speaking to Chris Van Vliet, two-time UFC heavyweight champion Frank Mir discussed Lesnar and didn't have a glowing endorsement. "I don't know much about his pro wrestling. I don't watch that often, so I don't know how bad he is at it. From what I understand listening to other people in the industry, he does the bare minimum of what he has to do to cash the check, and I don't fault him for that. We've all got to make money. I think he's more naturally a fighter than he is a pro wrestler, so it's not his first love." It was Mir who Lesnar first faced in UFC, defeating the former WWE champion in the first round, and while Brock did go on to have great success in both the octagon and the ring, his old rival isn't impressed. Now, WWE has been under several investigations as of late, but not all of them are related to Vince McMahon's alleged behavior with female employees. In January, MLW launched an antitrust action against WWE, claiming that the McMahon-led promotion interfered with a possible streaming contract with Tubi and Vice TV, which would have been a huge deal to the promotion. Last month, MLW submitted a motion to the United States District Court, Northern District of California, asking that the initial case management conference be shortened and moved forward to September 29th. WWE opposed the movement, and thanks to court records obtained by PW Insider, we know that MLW's motion was rejected on July 7th by Judge Edward J. Davila. In those records, WWE also alleges that MLW have failed to substantiate many of their antitrust claims. WWE has argued that they do not hold a monopoly on wrestling, as MLW has claimed, and even touted the success of AEW as proof of this, and will keep following this case for further updates. It was just over a week ago that Theory won the men's Money in the Bank ladder match in just the latest big moment for the former US champion. Theory has enjoyed a monumental push over the past year or so, but this isn't his first time on the main roster. In April 2020, Theory debuted on Raw by aligning himself with Andrade and Angel Garza, and later as one of Seth Rollins' disciples before he was sent back to NXT. Sitting down with Sean Ross Sapp, Theory said how he never felt like he was on the main roster, especially as all his shows took place at the Performance Center without a live crowd. It would be a year later that Theory re-debuted on Raw in October 2021, defeating Jeff Hardy, and has enjoyed a consistent push since then. Not only is Theory a fully fledged member of the roster, but he could be the next undisputed WWE Universal Champion, not bad for someone whose first foray on Raw was something of a dud. For years, Carmella has been called, and called herself, the Princess of Staten Island, playing up her roots in New York City. Recently, though, the former SmackDown Women's Champion has been accused of gimmick infringement, but not by a fellow wrestler. Instead, it is Jersey Shore star Angelina Pivarnik who tweeted that Carmella spoke to her years ago and claimed that the wrestler's entire gimmick is based off of her. Pivarnik advised Carmella to get your own shit and cut the crap, and the WWE superstar wasn't going to take these comments lying down. In response, Carmella tagged prominent Jersey Shore stars JWoww and Snooki, advising the duo to come get your girl. While Snooki has competed in WWE once before, Pivarnik has yet to step in the ring, but perhaps she and Carmella can settle things once and for all at a WWE Premium Live event. In April, during his much-deserved Hall of Fame speech, The Undertaker teased that he may one day wrestle again, telling fans to never say never. This drew something of a mixed response by fans, as while many would be happy to see him wrestle one more time, others are happy with how his career ended with the acclaimed Boneyard match. In an interview with Bleacher Report, the Phenom clarified his comments, saying that while he said never say never, he has no intention of making an in-ring return. Undertaker explained his never say never line by saying this is the WWE and he can never rule out being called upon for something to do. Even nearly 2 years after his final farewell, The Undertaker still has a lot of support from fans, but while he may show up for a beatdown or a guest appearance in the future, an official match is off the table. When Roman Reigns signed a lucrative new contract with WWE, it meant he would be wrestling less and less in the company, with a match from the Tribal Chief now considered an even bigger deal. It's rare to see Reigns wrestle on TV, and even rarer to see him at live events, but the undisputed WWE Universal Champion has been wrestling off-screen. At the WWE live event in Sacramento, California, Reigns defended against Drew McIntyre and got the win over the two-time former WWE Champion. With his win, Reigns extends his series of wins over Drew, with their first match being at WrestleMania 35 in 2019, and the Tribal Chief is now 20-0. With rumors of the two facing off at Clash at the Castle, perhaps the Cardiff show will be the time McIntyre breaks the streak and takes the undisputed WWE Universal Championship in the process, but that's easier said than done against Roman Reigns. We've got some news from the world of NASCAR now, which hosted their Quaker State 400 event yesterday and had plenty of personalities from wrestling. For the event, WWE Hall of Famers the Bella Twins were in attendance, alongside WWE Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair and her husband Montez Ford. It wasn't just WWE who made their presence felt though, as AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill was also in attendance and was the guest of honor at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We can only imagine what was said if Cargill was able to meet up with any of the WWE names, but it seems everyone, no matter which company they work for, was able to have fun. Since AEW began in 2019, the company has used plenty of stars from Japan, with Riho, Hikaru Shida, and Konosuke Takeshita, just to name a few. These stars have been impressive, but often face a hostile reaction from fans in the US, and not just because of their matches. Speaking on a Twitch livestream with CEO Gaming, former AEW World Champion Kenny Omega discussed the kind of responses some fans have given international talent. A lot of our international talent, they came to this country not really expecting everyone to be as relentless and ruthless and have a shred of humanity. It's unfortunate that that's not the case. It's not the world that they came into. They need to understand that. That doesn't represent everyone's feelings. That people literally have nothing else better to do than to go out of their way and create an account to tell them that this, that, or the other, something negative anyway, probably not about wrestling, probably about the way that they look, or the way that they sound, or not being able to speak English, all of that, it's really sad. Unfortunately, there will always be some fans who hate wrestlers for reasons entirely unrelated to the wrestling skill or character, and Omega is just one of many who hopes that this trend will one day come to an end. And we're ending today with Sasha Banks and Naomi, who walked out of Raw nearly 2 months ago.
At SummerSlam 2016, Lesnar would wrestle Randy Orton, and towards the end of their match, Lesnar would start cracking Randy Orton with stiff elbows to the forehead, resulting in a bloody mess. This would lead to a TKO win for Brock, who would go to the back following an F5 to Shane McMahon. Jericho, who was watching from the gorilla, hadn't been informed about those planned elbow strikes, which eventually led to a backstage confrontation between Lesnar and Chris Jericho. Jericho has spoken about the incident several times in the past, and for the first time, Jericho claims that Lesnar used homophobic language when the two went face-to-face. Speaking on the True Geordie podcast, Jericho explained the circumstances leading to him standing up to Brock, and as far as he knew, Brock was taking liberties with Orton, with the former AEW World Champion claiming he was willing to fight to the death for what he believes. I was in Gorilla and I was f***ing angry about it, and Brock came through. And he saw me angry about it and decided he wanted to challenge me, and we got into a little bit of an issue, but I was like, f*** this guy, I don't give a shit how big he is. I don't f***ing care. It's wrong. I will fight to the death. Make no mistake. I will stand up to what I believe until death. I remember being literally nose to nose with the guy, and he was laughing, and he was actually saying things that would probably get him cancelled if I said them. Like homophobic terms you shouldn't be saying, reiterating that he would have bitten Lesnar's nose off in a kill or be killed situation. Jericho then ran through Triple H and Vince. He said, he might kill me, but he will walk around for the rest of his life with no nose. I don't care about the homophobic thing. I wasn't falling for it. This has gone to the next level now. This has f***ing become kill or be killed. I'm going to bite your f***ing nose off. Triple H tried to break it up and we both told him to f*** off, which was hilarious. Then Vince got involved and basically broke it up and told me that he had told Brock to do that. No one else would say anything before that. But that was all down to Vince and Randy and Brock and whatever. But when it got down to the confrontation, it was real. Had it gone to the next step, he might have broke my face. But I would have bitten his nose off, although Jericho's WWE appearances grew increasingly sporadic towards the end of his run. He and Brock effectively shared a roster until July 2017 before Chris departed the company.
And we're ending today with Sasha Banks and Naomi, who walked out of Raw nearly 2 months ago, and WWE has done all they can to distance themselves from the former Women's Tag Team Champions since then. WWE has suspended the duo without pay, removed them from opening packages, pulled their merchandise, and in the case of Banks, edited her out of a compilation video of Paige's best moments. Now WWE have taken the next step to scrub Banks from the record, which comes from the company's streaming partner, Peacock. On the platform, fans can pick a superstar to be their account's avatar, but Banks' image has now been removed from Peacock, leaving fans with their choice of either Roman Reigns or Asuka. Banks was once one of WWE's most prominently featured superstars, even headlining WrestleMania 37 Night 1 last year, but now the company wants absolutely nothing to do with her. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.